Kami, Tiago, and Taylor are the very best of friends. They really love each other. They are so serious about their bond, in fact, that they even put hot iron to flesh and brand themselves as a mark of eternal love triangle. I mean, friendship. Nothing to see here, folks, just some very subtle foreshadowing. Fast forward about 10-ish years, and now Kami is a cheerleader in high school. For some reason, Tiago and Taylor have been gone for many years. Now the two brothers just show up at school. The younger brother, Taylor, is a student like Kami. The older brother, Tiago, is now working as an assistant coach for basketball. There's obvious tension. Apparently, Kami and Tiago were once a thing, but Taylor is hopelessly in love with Kami also. Watch out, ladies and gents, because the drama is afoot. Actually, it's not a foot, it's a heart. A broken heart. Broken thrice. So yeah, when Tiago sees Kami with someone else, gets super jealous, but also excessively angry for some unknown reason. Taylor sees Kami with Tiago and also gets jealous. They both play with Kami's head, flirt with her, act indifferent towards her, then make their moves again. And Kami, well, she's not exactly making it any easier or clearer for them, that's for sure. Then there's the weird kid, Jules, who also seems to want to make a move on Kami, but apparently is not important enough for the movie to complete his story arc. Anyway, we find out eventually that the boys' dad and Kami's mom had an affair way back in the day, and Kami told her parents that she knew. This, of course, caused a fight, and the boy's mother drove her kids home in the rain. She swerves to avoid hitting a deer and ends up driving the car off a bridge and into a river or lake or something. Everyone makes it out except the younger sister. Tiago apparently has harbored a resentment towards Kami for years because she was the one to expose the affair, which led to the argument, which led to the car ride home in the rain, which led to the death of his sister. But at the same time, he loved Kami when they were young, so his inner child has a real love-hate thing going there. As for Taylor, poor Taylor. He was just tired of always being the odd man out who gets left behind. He wanted to finally be the one who gets the girl. And Kami, she doesn't seem to have any particular loyalty towards either of them really. By the end of the movie, she can't decide who she really wants, and we're left without any resolution. So that's it, folks. If you watch this movie, just know that it's only part 1. If the Amazon Prime folks get to work right away, it's possible part 2 will come out in December 2026. Now, I'm not only here to spoil the plot, I'm here to get real judgy. Because, come on, you know that's the more fun part anyway. And for ridiculously over-dramatic teenage love triangles, I'm gonna need to use my superpower. Judgy Grandpa mode, activate. Plot holes.
Olé!
Isn't it funny how these kinds of movies always make it seem like having the body of a fitness model is just a casual thing, as though it's weird that not everybody looks like that. Tiago gets sad and jealous about Camila playing basketball with his little brother, so he hops in bed with a high school student? Yeah, that's a good way to go to jail and lose your job there, genius. Was Jules wearing a ring or something? Because even so, getting punched in the face doesn't typically make a blood splat like that. I'm okay with a girl being good at basketball, but he's way taller than her, and she never would have been able to shoot over him to make that three-pointer. The idea of a teacher assigning her students to pair up and work on a paper about any aspect of young adult sexuality. And then Taylor and Camila sit with a copy of the Kama Sutra and talk about the kinds of naughty things they do with themselves when they are alone? Just saying that sentence out loud makes me want to vomit. And good gravy, what on earth is going on with the educational system in Spain? I'm starting to get very worried about you guys. Then again, I guess I can't talk because in my own country, states like California, Oregon, and Virginia have pushed for things like transgender story time in elementary schools. Is it normal that Tiago, the lead male protagonist, has poutier lips than Kami? Maybe he's related to Angelina Jolie. Tiago randomly looks into this classroom and just happens to see his brother and Kami kissing. Why did Tiago stop and stare? No idea. When was the last time you walked down a hallway in a crowded building and just started staring intensely at a room full of strangers? Seems like a pretty weird thing to do. What the heck is that drawing doing on that chalkboard? Why is it allowed to be there in a detention room? Again, what kind of insane school is this? Kami can't listen to music in detention, but there can be a naked lady on the chalkboard? Tiago abuses his position as being on the school staff and takes away Kami's phone, intrudes on Kami's class, bullies her in detention. Honestly, I think in real life, Kami or one of her schoolmates would have reported him and got him in serious trouble. This scene is super weird and confusing. So Tiago hates her for something she did when they were kids and tells her to stay away from him and his family. But then he acts threatening and turns off the lights, then kisses her. This guy is sending mixed messages from both ends of the spectrum. All these underage kids drinking the night before a big game, even with chaperone Tiago? How are they allowed to do this while away on a school function? Where are all the adults? Who is this blonde girl? Is she friend or foe? Because it seems to change every 10 seconds. Basically, she is radioactive, and if you know someone like this, don't go near them or you'll be injured. Why is Tiago not monitoring the teenagers since the head coach told him specifically to do so? Also, why is he the only adult that seems to have accompanied the team apparently? Why are the kids at this school allowed to run wild constantly? Again, you worry me, Spain. I don't think I've ever seen anybody just rest the microphone on their chin while they shout before. Seeing this kind of performance made me feel very disturbed. The idea of it is sick, which I can recognize now that I'm older and wiser to the ways of the world. Why would this kind of dancing be okay for high school girls? There is no good reason I can see for training young girls to do something like that, unless you're literally preparing them to dance on a pole after graduation. Nods of approval.
Just typical. Everything's toxic now. All of us are toxic. Quite literally, anything anyone says is toxic.
It's true. The word toxic used to have meaning when it was used to describe certain behaviors or attitudes, but people started tossing the word about so much that it has lost all impact. Same thing happened to the word triggered. Now those two words are about as useful as flat soda pop. Creepy Jules. They actually wrote his part pretty well. He strikes the right chord as someone you should avoid because you can tell that he ain't quite right. Sparkles on the face. It's weird, but it's fun weird and harmless, so I'm cool with it. Tiago dropping Cammy's phone like that was pretty mean and uncalled for, but it did make us all wonder why he's being like that. So it works because it's surprising and gets us interested in his motivation. Tiago and Taylor sit down for a talk and agree that they are just both too attractive to be fighting over the same girl. Just kidding, but that's basically what everyone in the audience was thinking. Moral of the story. This one was easy. There were no morals taught in this story, so I'm going to provide you some so that you can see just how bad this movie is for young people. The trouble started with the three childhood friends when Kami spilled the beans about the affair her mother was having with the boy's father. The tragedy began with promiscuity, and then what do these three do when they get older? They all act loosey-goosey too. Life lessons not learned. The love triangle gets worse and worse because these three can't keep their hands off each other. After all is said and done, it seems like the main storyline is just a flimsy pretext for what the film is really trying to sell. Underage drinking and sex, with a double helping of the hanky-panky. And who is the target audience for a teenage drama film? Teenagers, obviously. So, given what most of the movie shows, is it really that hard to determine what the creators are encouraging here? The multiple sex scenes, the cheerleaders dance, the alcohol? Come on now. There's a lot this movie is advocating for, and it certainly isn't chastity or sobriety. The scene where everyone is now run their separate ways and the cheating wife is left alone to cry is pretty much the most real thing you'll see in this story. The more realistic consequences of sleeping around. Of course cheating is going to end badly, but that much is obvious. What they certainly don't demonstrate well is the physical, emotional, and real-life impact that sex has on people. When done outside the proper boundaries, it can cause more long-term damage to people's lives and psyches than just about anything else. So no, I don't recommend young people emulate the behaviors in this story. It's short-sighted nonsense. You won't just be running the risk of a broken heart. Drinking and sleeping around will pave the road to a broken life. You loved the movie, and then I came along and spoiled it.